Greetings everybody, it's Emily from Up Pages and Ink, and today I will be doing the rapid fire book tag, which is going to be a little difficult for me because what the rapid fire book tag is Girl Reading, who started this, it's her original tag. She wrote down a bunch of pretty short, quick questions that's either or. So for example, the first question is ebook or physical book. And you have to kind of give like a shortened answer on it, and I like to go off on a long tangent as to why. So it's going to be kind of difficult, and I'm already going off on a tangent here, so yeah. I saw Jessie the Reader do this, and I thought it would be kind of fun to give it a shot, so that's what I'm doing right now. First question, ebook or physical book? I personally like physical books because there's just something about getting to hold them and smell them, and they just look so much better in person than they do like on a digital screen. And I mean, P.S. I Like You has little embosses, indents, whatever on it, and it feels nice. It's a nice feeling. Paperback or hardback? I personally really like hardbacks, if you haven't noticed by the amount of hardbacks that I own. Like, those are both hardback. Those are all hardback. This one's hardback, that one's hardback, that one's hardback. There's so many hardbacks. Because they are easier to maintain, they're more durable. They can be used as a weapon if necessary, so if your friend is making fun of the book you're reading, you can just smack them. And sometimes they have the nice things on the cover that you can feel. Online or in-store book shopping? I personally like online because the prices are always better, and sometimes you get free shipping based on how many books you buy, say on Amazon, or Book Depository just has free shipping anyway. Or Barnes & Noble and Books A Million, if you're a member, you get free shipping. So you get good prices on books and then free shipping. So it's awesome versus going into the store and having to pay full price. Trilogies or series? I don't really have a preference because if it ends well as a trilogy, I don't need any more. I don't need any more books. But sometimes having more books is very enjoyable. So this one I can't really pick. It's kind of an either or situation for me. Question 4, heroes or villains? I'm a very big hero person. I'm not very big on villains. I know people that can list off their favorite villains, and for me, I have maybe 3 that I really enjoy because they're just, I have a very strong moral compass, and if you're doing something bad and you feel you're okay with it and there's not a good reason behind it, I have a problem with that. So I'm a very big hero person. 5, a book that you want everyone to read. I have way too many of these, to be completely honest. So I don't even have an answer for this because I just have so many. Recommend an underrated book is 6. So an underrated book for me to recommend. Honestly, the only 2 that I can think of that I really think people should read that nobody else has really read all that much is The Darkest Power series by Kelly Armstrong, which is one of my favorites. It's part of what helped me get into reading, and it's a really good series in my opinion. I haven't read it in a while, so it might have changed, like my opinion on it, but doubtful. And then the other one is The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd by Heather, who now goes by Zachary Brewer, but if you're looking up the book, it's Heather Brewer. And this is a 5-book. It's a 7-book series. It's a 5-book series. And The Darkest Powers is 3. And they're some of my favorite series. They're pretty underrated, but they're awesome, and I think you guys should read them. So there. Underrated book. The last book you finished, 7. The last book that I finished was the second book in the Chronicles of Vladimir Todd series, which was 9th Grade Slays. 8. The last book you bought. The last book I bought, I do need to pre-order Empire of Storms, which I have not done yet, but I need to do that. I just don't really know where to buy it. I'm thinking Barnes & Noble. I think that's where I'm going to go with. But the last book I bought was a pre-order of The Crooked Kingdom, or Crooked Kingdoms, by Leigh Bardugo. So that, I guess, is technically the last book I bought. It's a pre-order, so I haven't gotten it yet, but that's the last thing I ordered. 9, weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark. I want to say the weirdest thing I've probably used isn't even all that weird. Although I have used like the corner of a blanket before. Is that weird? I've done that. I've also used the the paperback cozy that I made so I can bring my paperbacks places and not have to worry about damaging them. I've used this as a bookmark. Can that be considered weird? Okay, 10. Used books, yes or no? I don't care. If they're in pretty good condition and there's something I want, I will buy used books. I have quite a few used books on my bookshelf. And a lot of times they're actually in pretty good condition even though they're technically used. Like this one, right here, this blue one, it's Bloodline Rising. That one was used and it's in excellent condition. There's nothing at all wrong with it, but it's used. So as long as it's in good condition, I don't mind either. I don't mind used books, so yes. Top 3 favorite genres, 11? I don't know how to, 11. Top 3 favorite genres, dystopian, high fantasy, fantasy. So like urban fantasy, paranormal, fiction, fantasy kind of thing. Those are my 3 favorites. Borrow or buy? I really love my library. I haven't been there in a while because I have so many books that I actually own that I need to read. And the last time I went with somebody who have problems, not problems, it's personal. Anyway, so I haven't been there in a while. But I do really enjoy going to the library. I also enjoy owning the books that I read at the library that I really like. So I guess for me, I can't really pick. I do like borrowing because it's kind of like a free trial of a book, so I can actually like read it and see if I like it before I buy it. But at the same time, buying books is nice because I don't have to worry about buying it later. Characters or plot? I think that's 12, I think. I'm gonna stop counting because I don't even know where I am anymore. Characters. I do really enjoy plot, but if you have good characters and it's like a very character-driven story, then I do very much enjoy the characters. But sometimes the story does need plot. But characters are what makes a book good. You can have an awesome plot, but flat characters. You can have a plot with holes, but you read it for the characters. So yeah, characters. Long or short books? I like long books because short books, if I don't finish them in a day, because of whatever reason, I start to feel like I am losing my touch as a reader. Because they're like this big and I haven't gotten through them. And I like long books because it allows me to kind of immerse myself more in the story. It's not as quick of a read. Long or short chapters? I don't have a preference. Most of the time I don't even notice how long a chapter is. Short chapters are usually better if I'm reading before bed, so that way I can be like, one more chapter. One more chapter. Long chapters, it's like, alright, I finished a chapter, can I get one more in? And you like flip and it's like 20 pages, like, nope, time for bed. Because I have that kind of restraint. I know a lot of people don't. It's just I can't really afford to be tired. I work as a cashier. I stand for 4 to 5 hours, which isn't bad. I know people work longer hours and stand or have to lift things. But for me, personally, with my level of energy, if I didn't get enough sleep, I would be miserable the entire time. Name the first 3 books you think of. That's a terrible thing. This Savage Song, The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, which is a series, but whatever. It's the only thing I can think of. Twilight. The only reason I can really think of Twilight is because vampires, and my brain made that connection. Anyway, books that make you laugh or cry. The last time I cried reading a book was, I read The Princess Saves Herself in this one, which is a poetry book by Amanda Lovelace, who is Lady Book Mad on Tumblr, and it's a really excellent poetry book. And I don't read poetry much, but I really enjoyed it, and it's something that a lot of people can relate to, and especially the end section, a lot of people can be really empowered by it. It's such a powerful story, and I think you guys should definitely read it. Even if you're not a big fan of poetry, I think you should give it a shot. As for books that make me laugh, The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, there's some pretty dark moments. It's not completely funny, but there's enough jokes in it that is part of why I love this series so much, because it's like having a friend. And this series is really like another friend to me, which is kind of weird, but that's just how I feel. Our world or fictional worlds? Definitely fictional worlds, because I can't tell you how many times I've just wanted to disappear and have a different kind of world life. I don't mean like a different life. I mean like, for example, Throne of Glass is a very kind of modern fantasy feel. It's definitely fantasy because there isn't, you know, the same modern technology, but a lot of their fashion and a lot of their language is very modern. So that's kind of what I mean by that. But I would love to be in the world of Throne of Glass, even though it's kind of not a happy place at the moment. Or I'm the kind of person who has a love for adventure, and the world that we live in doesn't really allow that unless you have a ton of money, because if you don't have a ton of money and you go on an adventure, you're going to come back completely broke, or you're not going to have enough money to even get back. So it's kind of dangerous to go on an adventure. You can go on short, fun adventures that only last a day, but I don't get many of those either. So, fictional worlds. Audiobooks, yes, no. I've only listened to one audiobook probably in my life completely while focusing on it, and that was The Fault in Our Stars. And it was okay. You know, I actually got to sit and listen to it, but at the same time it was really weird for me to not be reading it, and I didn't get as much emotion out of the text as I would get if I was reading it. So I don't really, there's stuff, I'm trying to move them. So I don't really know how I feel about audiobooks. I think if I I definitely wish I had CDs of audiobooks so I can listen to them in my car to and from work, because I get really, not jittery, but not reading a book in my car is really weird, because pretty much growing up, going anywhere, I had a book with me and I would read, unless I was with my mom, because I'd talk to her pretty much the entire time, but I would read the book. So not reading while being in my car is super weird for me. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? Yes and no. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on what the genre is. So when it comes to like contemporary or romance, I'm just kind of like, not quite my thing. But I did get to read, I read the Owl Crate description, and it sounds super cute, and I'm like, alright, I will read it. But if I had just seen the cover and knew nothing about it, I probably would not have read it. Versus something like 1,000 Pieces of You, which is a beautiful cover. I would have picked it up without even really knowing what it was, and I would still read it, because it's beautiful. So I guess I do. Yeah, I do. I guess I do. I changed my answer from I don't think I do to I do. Alright, a book or movie, or book to movie or book to TV adaptations. I really like The Hunger Games. I have not finished the Shadowhunters TV series. It is recorded on my DVR. I just haven't gotten around to actually watching it, but so far I don't really know how I feel about it, because some things are kind of a little weird and other things are pretty okay. I think I'm struggling to accept the fact that they're all older, and there's so many people in the Institute. Whereas in my brain, it's just like a couple people, and not like this whole team of people. And the situations they find themselves in is really weird, because in the actual books, they're nowhere near that kind of situation because they're all teens, whereas in the TV series, they're in their late teens and 20s, so it's really weird for me. So, book to movie, I guess? I haven't seen that many book to TV adaptations to really have a... I mean, Game of Thrones was good, but my dad told me that after season 5, it really negates from the books, so I don't know. Movie or TV show you preferred to its book? Don't really have one. I don't think I've read, or I don't think I've seen enough to really make that decision, so don't know. Series or standalones? I have read and I own more series than I do standalones. And I guess my answer would be series, but I do also enjoy standalones because it's kind of refreshing to not have to worry about rereading a whole series when you reread one book. So, don't know. I guess I'll pick series just because I own and have read so many, but I also don't really mind standalones. So I did kind of ramble off on that was the last question, by the way. I kind of did go off on a rambling tangent as usual. So I'm sorry, but I have a very big problem with short answers because I want to explain myself all the time. So, yeah, I need to stop being so defensive, I guess, of my answers. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. My tags are The Questionable Hufflepuff, Whisper of the Silent Winds, and Sam. Well, and I have her channel up, so I have her full. SamTheBookDragon. I tag all of you. Go do the rapid fire thing and don't go on a long tangent like I did. I will see you guys whenever I see you guys, because I don't know what my next video is going to be. I will put a link to Girl Reading down below. I will also put the questions. That's definitely important. I was going to put another link, but I don't really need to. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys are having an awesome week. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I ramble a lot, and I'm sorry. But I love you guys. It always means so much when you watch my videos. I'm up to 57 subscribers, which is awesome. I didn't think I was going to get past 20. So thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. If there is any type of video you want to see, anything book related, you know, recommendations, top 10, top 5, books that got me reading, books I've not recently read, but books I want to read, maybe just like picking up books on my shelf at random and doing something with them. I don't know. If you have ideas for me, please let me know, because I'm always looking for ideas for videos, because half the time I can't think of anything. So let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Happy reading.